All right, here we are. Wing the Sports back. It's been off for a while, and we have a new co-host. Mo Breezy had to go take care of a Black History program at his school. He was the chair, so big ups to him and what he's doing tonight. But he have his brother filling in for him, so his first time with us. We appreciate you, Mo, and Corey, and we were just talking off camera. The man likes sports. He like boxing. I'm not much big into boxing, but tell me this: what you think about the upcoming boxing match this weekend with Tank? And who was he fighting?
Man, I ain't gonna watch it. Lamont Roach. I ain't a fan of it because he pick and choose fighters that he can beat, so it's a waste of time. I won't be watching it.
Okay. See, I don't really know boxing like that, but I do know I saw Tank fight the little Mexican cat Garcia, I think. And
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, hey, I was impressed with that. I thought Ryan Garcia had a little future in him, but other than that, I haven't really seen Tank do much. DT, you watch boxing a lot?
No. I love it though. I love it. I don't like the setup of boxing. I watch more UFC.
Yeah. I like UFC too. But we're gonna get straight to the NFL. We're gonna try and predict the NFL playoff bracket for next year. So with that being said, I predicted, the Eagles. I don't have a one team that I cheer for. I love them all. I love all the sports, and I bet I like teams who help me win money. I like that. So with that being said, I'm looking at how you play, and KC just wasn't that impressive to me this year. It's just like it was just confusing to me. They just never sold me on what their identity was. I liked everything Philly was presenting, toward the end of the season. They had a little bump in the road, but at the end of the day, I believe so much in Philly that they impressed me more than KC did. And I'm glad it turned out the way it did. I just wish I'd have bet like I said I was going to bet instead of being greedy. Like your brother tell me to stop being. How y'all feel about Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, I think we said it on this show is that you and I both went with Philly, and it was either going to be a close game, which Kansas City was going to win, or Philly was going to blow them out. And so, because Philly had big playability, Kansas City they couldn't generate big plays. But their defense was good enough to keep them in, and you give Pat Mahomes some time and a chance, he gonna make good on it. But yeah, man, Philly they just had too much, man. They had that defensive line was very similar to how Tampa Bay treated them.
Oh, with Brady?
Like 3 or 4 years ago when he lost to Brady. It was the same thing. That Tampa Bay defensive line was getting after it, man. I put.
What you see, Corey?
Well, I thought the key to the Super Bowl is that they front four dominated. They didn't have to blitz or do anything extra, so they just stayed back and played like a cover two. But I knew Philly was gonna win because they dominated throughout the season. I thought through the playoffs, Kansas City got a couple of questionable flags their way. The Houston game is one when they caught the personal foul. That wasn't a personal foul. They kind of changed.
Start the first quarter first. Yeah, I got you. I
changed the whole aspect of that game, and I felt like Houston would have won. And then Buffalo, they got some unfavorable calls. So I just felt like that they set that up for that rematch to happen, just for the ratings. But anybody know Philly was gonna blow them out, man. Like I predicted that. So.
Okay. We're gonna have to make sure we get you on more then, so we can hear some of these predictions, baby. So we both feel confident about Philly and KC coming back next year.
I don't know if I feel confident about KC.
Yeah, nah, I don't think KC gonna be back. I think Baltimore gonna have a better chance at going next year from the AFC.
Okay, I definitely feel like Baltimore is gonna always be in the conversation, so I'll put them down. I feel like KC is going to be in the conversation too because until last year was a bad season for them. They went 15-1. It's like they find a way to win until you slay that giant because every team ain't finna be like Philly. They're gonna still be in the conversation. Like I gotta see them just fall off the bandwagon. Andy Reid he's a good preseason, regular season coach. You know, when he lose, it's in the playoffs. He's just that caliber. And the defensive coach is A1 too, Spagnuolo. Like, it was just how Buffalo was great until the damn Super Bowl. Like, they just never played good in the Super Bowl. They right there, they might lose by a field goal, but it was never their best game. But even most times, KC don't play a good game, and they still find a way to win. Like, I can't explain it, but I just feel like they're gonna find a way. Even though the division is gonna be better. I think that's kind of really more where I'm at is KC is clearly on the way down. They got a lot of retooling to do, and that division is on the way up with San Diego and Denver, and hell, the Raiders give them hell every year. So I think they're gonna take a step back. You know, next year they're gonna regain it. They got Andy, they got Patty. They just gotta redo that offense, man. Their run game was non-existent.
Not having Rashee Rice that hurt, you know.
And like what's going on with his, you know, investigation? Like, that's up in there, and that's hush hush. Ain't nobody saying anything about that. But I don't know. We can have KC on the bubble. Who said that? KC on the bubble. All right, the Texans. I feel like the Texans gonna be in the conversation. How y'all feel about Texans? I didn't think Joe Mixon was gonna be that great of an addition to them.
They will be. The division is favorable as long as you got Anthony Richardson and Trey Lance and God knows who Tennessee is rolling out there. Houston's gonna have a chance, man. They're gonna be in there, man, because they're good. D'Amico Ryan is a fantastic coach. That defense, he calls the defensive play, so you know defense.
I didn't even realize that. I like CJ. CJ didn't have a great year. I think he had a better rookie year than his sophomore year. They kind of, I think they had some O-line issues too. But Joe Mixon got hurt.
Receivers, man, when Tank Dell got hurt in that KC game.
Yeah, them boys is crying.
Yeah, that's like that call that Corey referred to. But when Tank Dell got hurt, I was watching that game. The air went off that sideline, man.
Yeah.
It was
momentum is a thing. What you had though, Corey?
No, I was saying I think when they lost Diggs, that kind of hurt them. I think if they would have had Diggs, they would have had a little bit more weapons at the receiver spot.
Right.
Would have helped.
And that's two weapons: Tank Dell and Diggs. That's two weapons. Now you can concentrate on Collins. You know, in the run game, you know, they not as deep. They can't touch every inch of the field. They can't spread every inch of the field. So that's definitely major. But I like everything about Texas, period.
Yeah, I see them coming out they're gonna be a threat next year. Houston gonna be a threat.
All right. All right, let's just say who we think won't be in the playoffs. Do we think Pittsburgh gonna make the playoffs again?
Absolutely.
Okay. Who's gonna be their starting quarterback?
That's what I was about to say. It depends on the quarterback they get.
Does it though? Does it depend on the quarterback? I didn't see Kenny Mickens. I didn't see Rudolph. I didn't see Russell Love Muscle Wilson. They not gonna do a daggone thing, but they'll be there.
Okay, we got Pitt on the bubble. The Chargers. Feel like the Chargers gonna make it? I feel like the Chargers will be better with Jim.
Yes, Harbaugh second year. Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
If they get another receiver, you know, somebody brought up, let's just say they get T. Higgins. You know what I'm saying? They got T. Higgins. They're going to have a run game. And they got the little white dude from Georgia, man. Little dude balling out. I respect his game.
He is pretty good.
So you get him.
Conley? What's his name? Conky,
something like that. I ain't want to Luke something, but I ain't want to mess it up. But you know,
he is good.
And you know, you get to spread the field a little bit more, and we're gonna see if Justin Herbert can make another step forward. You know, he has all the potential in the world. You got to prove it though. Everybody in the NFL got potential, but you got to prove it. You got the Chargers, the Broncos. They got the Broncos predicted to draft Genty.
Lad McConkey is his name.
Oh, Lad. Yeah, I love Ashton, man. Like I want that boy to win the Heisman, you know, but it ain't my vote. But I feel like the Broncos could be in that.
We've seen that movie before, man. A really good running back. You didn't see that.
Can
before.
I get my argument then? I'm gonna get my argument. If you're gonna play both ways, you gotta play DB because there's not as much contact as it is in that box. Genty is toting that thing 28 times. So either running somebody over, avoiding a tackle, or picking this up off the ground 28 times a game. Travis, that's no comparison when you put that much work in versus Travis. Like
Travis averaged over 100 plays a game.
Right. He never
all
came
of them are not physical. All of them are not physical though.
You can't. He played cornerback and receiver the whole game.
But you're telling me, but you're telling me that Junty got the ball. Junty got the ball 25 times, and the offense ran 65 plays.
Right.
I mean, it's on his shoulders, and at the same time, okay, he getting
physical every play.
What'd you say?
That's not being physical every play.
Right.
Why is not?
He's only got the ball. If he got the ball 25 times out of 65 plays. All I know is when Travis Hunter's on the field, you couldn't throw to a side. He shut down a side of the field.
Right.
So how physical is that? How physical is that? Let's just say
that's very physical. You not catching the ball over here? That's pretty physical.
I think that's easier than throwing the ball 28 times a game for a full season. Like
man had more touchdowns than passes given up, than catches on him. He had more touchdowns that he caught than he gave up.
Because he play offense. Like he's the number one receiver target on his offense.
Did you see what you just said?
Oh. And he probably was hands down probably the best receiver this year in the D1.
He won the Biletnikoff. That's the best receiver.
Right. So yeah.
He won the Thorpe. That's the best DB. He won the best offensive player.
So who was throwing on the ball?
Is that
a Heisman number one draft? Like it's like he had better pieces available for him to catch all them passes. Yeah, I can understand you dominate on that, but he had a great quarterback throwing in the ball, putting in position to be as successful. Let's just say, he had Boise State quarterback. You think he'd have led the conference in being the best receiver? No, he would not. I don't think.
I think he would have. He that nice.
The quarterback ain't.
Man won the Walter Camp Award. He won the Heisman, the Walter Camp, the AP Football Player of the Year, the College Football Player of the Year, the Chuck Badnarik.
Hey, kudos. All right. Genty, and people want to say, the Mountain West thing about shit. It wasn't a lot of competition. But when you in that box and you breaking all them 300-pound cats hitting you, linebackers full speed, like, he don't have to defeat that on offense playing wide receiver. You have to defeat a cornerback and a safety. That's it.
So let me ask this question. So put Boise State in the SEC, would he still be the same running back?
Put Colorado in the SEC. That ain't happening.
But he'll still be a dominant receiver and quarterback.
If he playing against the SEC caliber talent, I don't think his numbers are the same. I think he's far and away better than anybody that's covering him in the Big 12. And on top of that, like, they never won any big games. Like, as great as he was, it never translated to winning. If he's playing both sides of the ball, he taking away one side of the field, and he's the best receiver at the same time. And then they not beating anybody. They losing to Kansas State. They losing people that wasn't even predicted to win anything. So how impactful is that?
Who did Boise State beat? Who did Boise State beat?
The same people on their schedule that the Colorado did. But guess what?
It can't be because they're in different conferences.
Colorado had better talent than Boise State. Colorado had better talent. Like, we don't know nobody that was on Arizona State.
Well, okay, but then you talking about who Colorado played. Well, who did Boise play?
The talent that Travis brings to the table, the talent that Will brings to the table. Because y'all was like, what if they was in the SEC? But Travis was the number one athlete in college by far. So the level of competition, we already know he's better than Cass in the Big 12.
I think the biggest difference, though, Z, the biggest difference between the two is Ashton Junty really and truly, he did something that we had seen before a bunch of times. We've seen a bunch of running backs be really, really good. We have never ever seen a single player legitimately play both sides of the ball. We never saw that.
No, we
Never
have.
came. He didn't come off the
And
field
at a high
hard.
level. And at a high
Right.
level.
He
It's
did.
not like
He
he was
did
just
do
out
that.
there.
Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't do that.
You know,
I just
think that's the biggest deal. I'm not taking nothing from Jonty, man. Jonty cold as hell.
Man, like
Frisco Lone Star, throw it up.
Man, that boy's nice, man.
He is.
I just don't think if you didn't play running back,
but you didn't play DB.
That's a different monster, dog.
You just said DB wasn't physical.
So Boise State,
he had 31 tackles all season. Like that's one game for Genty.
So can I read out their schedule that they had, Boise State?
Yeah, let's go for
it. Georgia Southern, Oregon, they lost. Portland State, Washington State, Utah State, Hawaii, UNLV, San Diego State, Nevada, San Jose State, Wyoming, Oregon State, and UNLV again.
And they had 9-man boxes in there to stop that boy. They wasn't trying to stop nothing but the run, and he still went off for what he did. Like there was no other threats. It was him, and he still proved to be that dude. Like let's just say Baltimore. If Baltimore, like, we gonna make you stop Derrick Henry. If they put Derrick Henry as the number one option, they win. I don't think they feeding Derrick Henry enough. It was times in the game they trying to come back. They don't even have Henry in there. Now the defense don't even have to worry about him. Like that was stupid to me. I just feel like what that dude had to do, like as a running back, breaking a 9-man box, you face a 9-man box, somebody's unblocked. They not finna block everybody. Then you don't have the best offensive line. You don't have a quarterback that's a threat to, reach over go over the top, to give you touchdowns. They focused on him solely.
So he just played with bums. That man went for 2 racks.
He didn't. I mean, is Shedeur a bomb? Shedeur's not a bomb.
He's not. And Shedeur has nothing to do with Travis Hunter playing defense.
He got a lot to do when playing offense.
Yeah. And he balled out.
We just
disagree.
I just
so
who's
the other threat? Who's the other threat on Colorado's offense? Name me any other player on their offense besides Shedeur.
Horn.
See, look at your face.
Horn, like what? He wasn't a threat.
He's a deep threat, but he's not no
Horn.
Top.
Tell me somebody on Boise State.
Yeah, exactly.
What you mean exactly? I want to know who was a threat on Boise State where no defense had to worry about. We just gonna stop Genty. We stop Genty. We stop everything.
I'm just saying they didn't play nobody.
Right. That's the whole argument here. Colorado had a harder schedule.
Hey.
If you would have put Colorado, if you would have gave Colorado Boise State schedule, then the numbers that he would have been.
Maybe they
at Boise.
Maybe they had a run game then.
Travis Hunter at Boise.
Well, yeah, we talked about that enough. I still like Genty on the Broncos. I feel like they're gonna be in the playoffs. I feel like they're gonna make some noise. I liked Bo Nix and Sean Payton. He's known to be a winner.
Yeah, they were good, man. The defense, their defense was really good. That was their hallmark of that team. Bo Nix, he had a good year for a rookie, and he did stuff. Things made plays, but really that defense was, what was keeping Denver in games.
Well,
giving Nix an opportunity.
Bo put up some decent numbers though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
What's your boy Mims?
Yeah. Marvin Mims, Frisco Lone Star. So they're gonna put Genty, the 2 Frisco boys, gonna be on.
That's a good look.
The Broncos.
That's a good look, man. Who the other receiver? Because is he not the starting receiver?
It's Sutton.
Yeah, Sutton.
Yes, boy.
Genty. I mean, Genty gonna open it up more for the receivers, and Sean Payton know how to use his weapons. He's a master of that. He gonna have him what's the name? Tyson Hill. He gonna have him somebody who he can use as a gadget weapon. Like he's just as crazy as Andy Reid to me. He's just kind of still learning his pieces, gathering his pieces together, and I feel like they'll continue to be in the conversation. So we feel Buffalo gonna come back.
Yeah.
We got Buffalo, Denver.
Joe Brady's back. Buffalo will be back.
Okay, see. So we got KC, Pitt, Chargers, Broncos, Baltimore, Texans, Buffalo. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's more. But somebody is not gonna make it, and somebody's gonna take a leap forward. What teams in the AFC do we feel like can take a step forward? Do we feel like the Jets? Do we feel like Aaron Glenn can come in there and do something? Like we have to see what their quarterback looks like. Huh?
Nope, they cannot. I don't see it.
Okay, let me ask you this:
I'll say maybe the Patriots, maybe
the Patriots. Well, who's their coach?
They got a Vrabel.
But the guy that was with Tennessee.
Yeah. I do like Vrabel. I do because he was taking Tennessee, and he had Ryan Tannehill.
You know that's who Dallas was trying to get
for the coach.
Yeah, but they was waiting on the Mike McCarthy.
He's smarter than that.
Yeah, Vrabel wouldn't have took that job.
New England. Okay, let's put New England right there. So we like Drake May. We think Drake May can make a step forward because he got to play better.
Man, he's pretty solid. Now New England, they got offensive line issues out the wazoo. You know?
I don't even know about their receiver weapons either, though. I don't think they have. They don't have no good receivers. Not like their weapons are limited. So I'm gonna have to put a pause on that one. Just think about their offensive weapons. Like who's they starting running back?
Yeah, I'm about to say they need a running back too. Because they had went and got Zeke was there the 1 year.
Zeke's done. That's my guy.
Yeah, that running back situation is.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Mayo, he won with the talent that he had, but moving forward, I do like Vrabel. I just need to, we're gonna have to revisit this closer to football season because we don't really know what weapons they have. They're gonna have the draft, they're gonna do a little free agent, so we're gonna have to come revisit this. But I'm
gonna go ahead and I'm a little biased, but I'm gonna put Jacksonville off in there.
Okay, what about Cincinnati?
That's what I just said. I said that earlier. Cincinnati, I think they'll be back.
Yeah,
they just had it down.
Do they keep T. Higgins? Will they find a way to keep T. Higgins?
They can't. Yeah, I mean, franchise tag.
Yeah, they can franchise tag him, I think. And that's a cop out. I hate that. So
franchise tag is trash.
So let's all right. So I think so. We have a list of teams. So we have. And wait a minute. Who's Jacksonville coach? Is it still Doug Peterson? They let him go?
No, they got the OC from Tampa Bay.
Okay, so now that gives me, and man, I can't wait to see.
And they got a new GM too. They got the GM from he was assistant GM, maybe with the Rams. I forget where he came from, but that was huge for them to get rid of that GA. Their GM they had was pretty bad.
But the coach, Liam Cohen. So I like his energy, man. When he got there, did you see his interview? Like, Duval, he's really trying to buy into the city, what it's all about. And he didn't have to even try to do that. And he's a great play caller, man. I really feel like he helped Baker be as successful as he was. With the mismatches, I like some of the calls. Like, Baker knew exactly where to go. They knew the defense they was facing against. He knew exactly where to go. And Baker got an alpha dog in him. And he got that in him, and that helps the team out too. With, Mike Evans, with the running backs. I love Bucky Irving. He took over running back from the previous year. So, yes, they got pieces in Tampa, and Liam Cohen really used them to his advantage. Will he be able to do that in Jacksonville? So, I think he will. And I'm going to say this. It's going to be on your boy Sunshine. I think that's what it's going to boil down to.
No, of course. Well, he's the QB, so they ain't going nowhere without that. But I think they shut him down. They, actually get him healthy. I think that shoulder has been, a little bit more than anyone wanted to let on. But, shut him down, let his body get a little rest. They, saying some changes up at the top. Because Jacksonville's a decently talented team. They just couldn't get it together offensively.
Do they got solid receivers? I'm looking at their depth
chart.
Yes,
Thomas, the cat from LSU. I'm telling you, he gonna ball out next year. I'm getting him on my fantasy squad. I promise you. I'm getting
that's who you talking about, Brian Thomas. That's who the Steelers did not get. Yeah. They drafted a lineman that could not play when Brian Thomas Jr. was sitting right the hell there.
I like Brian Thomas. I like him 1,000%.
Right there, Z. He was sitting right there. Right there, Z.
And y'all draft receivers every year. Y'all draft receivers every year. And yeah, they dropped the ball on that one.
But no good ones.
All right, so we say Baltimore. I believe as long as Henry's there, that's their one. Once Henry retires, I don't think Baltimore is going to be in the Super Bowl conversation. So Baltimore Texans, Broncos, Buffalo. I'm gonna put Cincy and Jacksonville in there.
That's got to be more than 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right.
I
don't know about
KC.
Yeah, no.
So we got KC. Oh, the Chargers. So that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 17 is 8.
7.
All right. So that leaves out Pitt. And then that leaves out KC. So yeah, we're gonna have to visit this. I'm gonna have to make sure I keep this one. Pitt, KC. So yeah, we're gonna come back and revisit this one. All right, let's go with the NFC team. All right. So I definitely like Philly and Washington. I mean, Dallas ain't making it. Yeah, we got Dallas fans on. You're a Dallas fan, Corey?
I'm a fan. I'm just not like I'm not a.
You're not
I'm a realist. Let's just say that I'm a realist. All right, I'm a realist. I think Detroit gonna be in there.
Just Detroit. Well, they lost the D coordinator, lost their O coordinator. Then we feel like Dan Campbell is top echelon coach. We feel like he ain't gonna lose none of that momentum. I mean, Philly lose their coach OCs every year. They still in conversation. We feel like Dan Campbell's that caliber coach.
Well, I think we sometimes kind of misconstrue good coaching with talent. And Detroit still has that talent. So they'll be fine.
Well, I say that because the coach that went to Chicago, like we had never seen this Jared Goff before. You know what I'm saying?
Ben Johnson is really good. He's a good coach.
But that's what I'm saying. We've never seen this Jared Goff until he had Ben Johnson. So without him being there, I feel like there's gonna be some kind of fall off. I mean, I know, you got St. Brown, you got Gibbs, you got Montgomery, you got Laporta. I mean, you definitely got those pieces, but without that dude who connecting them dots, man, it's not the same to me. But they still could be a playoff team. They just might not be, top tier. Because that one hand catch Laporta made, oh my God. In the playoffs, I couldn't believe that boy did that. All right.
Detroit just ran into the injury bug, I mean, God, they entire defensive front was just out of there. And eventually that bill's gonna come due.
They lost their leading.
You say they lost who?
All right.
Yeah,
I know they lost Hutchinson, but who else you say they lost?
They lost their D. Yeah,
their whole D line was hurt, wasn't it?
They lost him.
I know they had a lot of the sacks. I remember who all. All right, so we got Philly, Washington, Detroit. How do we feel about Green Bay coming back?
Ooh, that's gonna be real tough, man, because that division is. I think who's gonna take a step back is Minnesota.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say, who's gonna be their quarterback? Is it gonna be McCaffrey? Not McCaffrey, McCarthy. What's the quarterback from Michigan?
McCarthy.
JJ, yeah, McCarthy or Sam. Is Sam gone?
Yeah, he a free agent.
He a free agent?
Mm-hmm. But the rookie was starting though. He was a starting quarterback before he got hurt. He was playing pretty solid though. I think they'll be all right quarterback.
I mean, they say that's preseason, man. I want to see some games. I want to see how you.
Yeah, I think they signed Daniel Jones towards the end of the year.
They did, but I don't care about that.
Nobody does. But what I'm saying is they have a backup. Because I don't think you sign Darnold and spend that money on a guy. When I have a guy that I thought I feel like this guy can do it for the cheap. That's the guy you roll with.
All right, I'm gonna say this about not Donald, but Daniel Jones. I grew a lot of respect for Diebold when the Giants beat Minnesota in the playoffs that year. Daniel Jones played decent, and then he fell off. And it's like, was it him? Was it the coach? Because Diebold got a lot out of Josh Allen before he left there. So, you was helping Josh Allen to sin. You made Daniel Jones look decent. All right. So what does Daniel Jones really bring to the table? And because I don't think, well, it depends on who they get at quarterback. But I don't think the Giants gonna, all of a sudden be in the conversation. I think they got a lot more they got to add to the mix before they, relevant. But
they have Malik and I don't know what else they got.
Man, Daniel Jones messed up my fantasy football, man. Daniel Jones and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had to get Devontae Adams to take away Garrett Wilson. I had Garrett Wilson. I had Malik Neighbors, and both of them fell off, man. If I'd have kept both of them, I'd have won. I went to the damn playoffs. I'm 12-2 for the season and lose first round of the playoffs. Diabolical. Hey, man, I'm trying to win that money, man. That was a pay league. All right, the Rams up in there because I don't know if Stafford coming back.
Stafford has to. Stafford is coming back because no one's going to pay this dude $50 million, and for two, the Rams will be stupid to let Stafford go. Like, first of all, he's still on the contract.
You good? We can't see it. Well. But it's
he's still on the contract, and they just made the playoffs, and they were a play away from beating the champs. So in the snow on the road. So there's no way.
Why are they debating if they gonna get rid of him or not? If you feel that confident in him, like why are you playing around? Because I know Cup ain't coming back. I already know that.
Yeah, Cup's not coming back, but it's not LA. It's Stafford. Stafford wants more money, so LA was like, "Oh, you want more money? Bet. Go see who's gonna pay you."
Kind of like the Lamar Jackson situation.
But kind of got to be careful with that because you got teams like the Indianapolis that might take a look at him.
Indianapolis, they sold on trying to get Richardson to be the guy, and he's not going to be the guy. Like,
right?
He would be perfect to mentor him. Maybe after Stafford played one more year, maybe. But Anthony Richardson, like. I had drafted him. I had drafted him in my fantasy league. I dropped that boy so quick.
I picked him up every Sunday he started, baby. Cover.
I mean, he gonna get that rushing touchdown, but let's just say these quarterbacks, man, they are not football players anymore, man. They get hurt too easily. Like, let's take John Elway, the helicopter run. You know what I'm saying? In the Super Bowl, you know what I'm talking about? He trying to dive for the first down. Like, these quarterbacks can't take that kind of hit no more. Tua didn't even get hit in the head. He out of there. And the reason he fall down, I don't know, man. I don't have the same respect for quarterbacking as I used to.
It's not the quarterbacks, man. It's just the setup of the game, B. You can't not get touched all week and then go out there and take the full brunt of a big, strong dude and his adrenaline. You setting yourself up for failure. Because in college, our quarterbacks in college were live.
Yeah. You told me how. Listen to this, Corey. Listen to how they used to practice at North Texas.
They never got when Dickey got there. Yeah, all QBs were live. They ain't had no damn red shirt on. Because our head coach Dickey was like, "Look, I don't have design quarterback runs. So if the damn quarterback is running, that's his choice. Light his ass up."
Most quarterbacks at any football practice, they got a special jersey on. Me, do not touch me.
And our quarterbacks.
So for a coach to be like, "Hey man, they live." Oh, that's real deal Holyfield right there. You ain't getting no foul.
Take him to the ground. Yeah, we couldn't take him to the ground.
Come up in the game. Them quarterbacks not thinking about pussying out. You know what I'm saying? It's like they thinking about making plays because they did not. That's all they never always had to do.
Hey, 4 straight conference championships is what I do know.
Yeah. All right. So how we feel about Minnesota? Even though we don't know what quarterback they have, how do we feel about them making the playoffs? We believe in O'Donnell that much?
I think they may slide back.
Okay, they're on the bubble. Well, then we got a lot of openings in the NFC. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the NFC is. It was clear that Philadelphia was the best. It was Philly and Detroit all year, wasn't it?
all right. What about What about Tampa? We feel like Tampa coming back.
I'm looking at that division, and all signs say yes.
All right. So we got Tampa making a step up. We're not sure about Green Bay. We're not sure about Minnesota. We like Detroit. What about? We're not sure about the Rams.
I think the Rams. I think Stafford's coming back. I think they in there, man.
So okay. So what about the 49ers in Seattle? Because that's all that same division. Rams, Seattle, the Niners. We think the Niners make a play back this year. Because will McCaffrey be healthy?
That's a good one, man. Wow, that's a really good one.
I think he gonna miss the start of the season. So
he didn't play. How many games? He might have played like 6 at the top.
He got injured towards the end of the year. I think he gonna miss like a good portion of the start of the season.
If he don't play, they don't make it.
This is facts.
If he don't play, they don't make it. So we're gonna leave him.
I almost kind of feel like that thing is how many Super Bowls did they went to with that squad, man?
Like Trent Williams, that window about to close. And then I heard Debo saying they gave him permission to try and find a trade.
Right. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Man, who won't? Debo ain't done no. Who want Debo? Debo ain't did.
Aku, will he come back? Is he like how long is his injury?
Yeah, they just signed him, so yeah, he coming back.
I mean, like, will he be healthy for the season? That's what I'm really asking.
Oh shit, your guess as good as mine, brother. Because they'll have him and they'll have buddy that got shot from Florida, Pearsall.
Oh. Yeah. I like number 15, Jennings too, man. He a solid number 3 receiver.
Jennings. That dude is really good.
Yeah, and he got a good rapport with Purdy. Like Purdy really believes in him too.
Yeah, that dude.
And they got pieces, but everything is predicated on that run game.
Yeah, I want to see because I think it's time to pay the piper with Purdy. So
yeah, it is.
And that's why I got to get rid of a Debo, and so now I got to find cheaper. You know what I mean?
Options.
From what I'm hearing from from people that former GMs or that understand football, it's like, hey, you're gonna pay your top 3 players, and then you got basically an average of 10 million that you can pay everybody else, and that's hard because you know some people gonna make 15, some people gonna make 5, so you got to be smart with the other 50 players on that team.
They better start paying attention to Philly GM because Philly paying everybody. I don't know how they doing, man. Philly paying everybody. Everybody has.
Yeah, you do. You know how they do it because they pay them early. They see that you're balling. I'm gonna go ahead and pay you, and then if you start sneaking it up, at least your contract is running. As opposed to year after year, I'm gonna keep stretching it out, and then I get to the point to where, damn, if I don't have you, I don't have nothing, so I gotta pay you. Philly pay them early.
And he paying all of
it. Remember when they paid Jalen Hurts, and they were like, man, Jalen Hurts making 55. Now look at that 55.
But they paid Devontae, they paid AJ, they paid their linemen, like everybody getting nailed. And it's like
the defense real young
ain't figured this out. So and that's why I'm like, I respect Philly, and I'm gonna tell you why I respect Philly. They won with Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz. All right. Carson Wentz get hurt, they won with Foles. All right, they get a new coach, they want to move off that regiment. And then they get a new quarterback, and they still keep the thing going. They still bringing in free agents. They know what they're doing.
Howie Roseman, man, he drafts well. He develops well, and more importantly, man, he just controls that cap. Man, you got to get the way that stuff is set up. You got to get ahead of it because you're gonna always overpay for somebody when they balling, and it's a contract year. You're gonna overpay for them. It is what it is.
Yeah,
pay them early.
Yeah, I like Philly because, it don't matter. They're going to figure out, and they draft good because all of them cats they drafted on defense is panning out. It's panning out, man. Them Georgia cats, Jalen Carter, the little number 3, that edge, man, that boy was, hey, you weren't coming outside of him. That boy was setting that edge. No matter what size you were.
They rush technique. I mean, it was teaching tape, man. You get to the same level of quarterback and start squeezing. And hell, how many sacks did Mahomes just step up into? Yeah, it was in that secondary. Yeah, they know what they're doing over there.
Tampa, Packers, Vikings, Rams, Detroit, Washington. All right. We don't have a lot of teams in the NFC because, all right, we think Atlanta make a push.
Y'all think they're gonna be?
God, I want to believe in Raheem, man.
I think they're gonna be solid.
I want to believe in Raheem. I really do.
Atlanta gonna be solid.
You don't like
I'm
Michael?
go with Corey, man. I'm with Corey, man. I think Atlanta.
Hey,
come on, Penix.
They got a lot of young pieces too, so they're gonna be solid next year.
And I feel like they can only get better. Like I was surprised.
Be like
he made some plays them last few games. Like he was showing promise to me.
Who that? Penix?
Yeah, and
yeah, he a baller,
Kirk
man.
didn't do nothing but didn't throw a bunch of interceptions. So yeah, I feel like Atlanta gonna be on that bubble tail. What about Seattle? Because Seattle and Geno, man, they playing a lot better than people giving them credit for.
Man, McDonald actually, man. I got some respect for McDonald, man. I mean,
who was that? McDonald.
That's their head coach. He was the DC in Baltimore. He was the DC in Baltimore.
Okay. Yeah.
2 years ago. Last year was his first year, and man, I really like Seattle, man. I do. I cannot stand Geno Smith, but I do like Seattle. I don't know what I'm getting out of Geno. You know what I mean? And that's more from a betting perspective.
And look at that. Geno played solid last year, man.
He does. That's what I'm saying. He played solid, but I still can't stand it.
All right, and I feel like they running backs. Because I had what's the run back? He's number 9. What? He decent. I like what he brings to the table, but he injury prone. And the backup surprised me when he came in. The backup played better than I thought he would. So that lets me be a little more confident in their run game because even if they start Kenneth Walker, if Walker not there, Shadowbro, whatever the catch,
that's the big body. That's the big body dude. Yeah, he
can hold his own. And if Geno can continue to just play even keel because they got the weapons. Lockett is legit. Jackson Smith, he made a step up. DK is gonna be DK. He ain't just super elite, but he's not no.
From Rockwall.
What'd you say?
Smith and Jigba.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on now. That's my college teammate, son. Remember, his dad played the SFA.
Oh, shit.
And then his mom, I worked with his mom last year at Mesquite Horn. So I got him to sign that jersey for me.
My homeboy, I know my homeboy was his receivers coach.
Okay. So we like Atlanta and Seattle to be new playoff teams. That's what we liking. Well, that's what we're rolling with for now.
I feel safe with that.
All right. So I got Philly, Washington, Detroit.
I mean, y'all rolling with them. I don't know.
So who you got?
I think it's more or less like who else is there's kind of nobody else out there.
We got the Rams, we got Minnesota, we got Green Bay. Who do we feel out of them gonna be that caliber of team?
Rams, Minnesota, Green
Bay.
We're
gonna go with Minnesota. I think I got to put Minnesota in there. Yeah, they coach know what he's doing, man. Like Minnesota wasn't really relevant until O'Donnell came in there doing his thing. They got Justin Jefferson. They got a decent defense, and I mean they got weapons, and they got a coach that that's on the ascend up. So let's put them in there. So I got Philly, Washington, Detroit, Minnesota, Tampa, Atlanta, Seattle. I need one more.
Is it possible that the entire NFC North makes it, and my boy Caleb Williams in Chicago get off in that thing? Is it possible?
It depends.
Is it possible? All 4.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Minnesota's going to take a step in there. I feel like Minnesota's going to
Green Bay in there. No, I don't think all 4 can make it, man. Good God. All 4. What's their record going to be? Like, somebody in the division going to have a bad record.
No, not necessarily.
They're going to it's going to be a wash.
They only played, the 5 games, you still got 11 other games.
Yeah, I like Chicago getting in there. I mean,
a lot of Chicago in there then.
That's what I'm talking about, Corey. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
I would put them in this thing. Yeah. So we got Seattle, we got Atlanta, Seattle, Chicago making it this year. So that's what's up.
Yeah, that's gonna be bananas. Because dude, the NFC West and the NFC North, like those teams, they so even. I think like NFC North is a higher level of even, in my opinion. But the NFC West, I mean, shoot, Seattle, Arizona, they don't
They
lay it
not no
down.
pushovers.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like the NFC, AFC North. Like they're gonna be competitive regardless of the record is. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
you can't say if Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, like all of them right there, and they all respected no matter who they play. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. What about Dallas? We're all in Dallas, man. What we think Dallas gonna do? Because
Gonna be trash.
so they don't make a push to get anybody this offseason. They ain't gonna pick up nobody free agents. Since Michael Parsons showed harping on it.
Come on, man. Dallas don't ever get nobody.
Jerry's gonna be Jerry.
I don't know, man. I don't know about Dallas. I've never been a big fan of Dallas's talent, though. Like people talk about. I just never been a big fan of it.
Well, like you said, Philly's so smart. They're paying everybody ahead of schedule, and Dallas paying everybody on the back end, and all they're doing is taking more of the pie from people that you need to help you be relevant. So,
yeah, man, it's like, what you waiting on? Sign CD so this man can be in camp and get the time in, and I mean, what you
all the little nuances.
I'm sorry, like, why you sign back? Why resign this? Let this dude play out that spring and then go. Let him face the market.
Right.
Let him face the market.
That was
now,
our biggest.
You probably lose him if you let him get to the market. You probably lose him, but
man, nobody gonna give Dak no $60 million a year. Nobody was gonna pay that, man. He would have realized that he ain't worth what he thought he was, and Dallas could have got him for cheap.
Baltimore did that with Lamar.
No,
exactly.
But I've never been a big Dak fan. I don't think. I think when the pressure is on, Dak gonna fold like a lawn chair. Like that's just not in him.
I mean, cause y'all look at it, man. Dak been in the league for what, 10 years,
almost
11
10 years.
He only got 2 playoff victories. Patrick Mahomes been in the league for 6 years, and this man I've been to the Super Bowl 4 times. And we paying this man, he the highest paid quarterback in the league. It don't make sense. Make it make sense to me.
All right. Did you hear Jerry Jones say, I wouldn't have paid Dak if I didn't think we were gonna make the Super Bowl? Did you hear him say that? Like, you thought just because you paid him that was gonna make y'all make the Super Bowl? Like, really? Come on.
And that goes to my point, is just because you pay somebody, that doesn't make them better than what they are. They still are who they are. So why don't you go ahead and sign Dak 2 years ago? And you could have been paying this dude 52. And now, instead of whatever you got in the cap, you got an extra 15, 20 in the cap.
Right.
But they let the string play out.
You cool,
now you
man.
got to pay the dude 60.
Yeah, well, that's bad GM. And I've been off the bandwagon. I've been off the Dallas bandwagon since he fired Jimmy Johnson. That's the best coach in the history of coaching, period. If you do that, you're not worthy to be a GM. Say what?
In the history of coaching?
In the history of coaching.
He
did it at college. He did it in NFL. I don't know another coach that did it better at both levels. That's my argument. And I'm sticking to it. Nick Saban couldn't win in the NFL.
He could not.
Listen, and Steve Sparrow, didn't he come in and have a season?
And what did it say? Grand opening, grand closing. Like, how long was he in the league?
Man, they didn't last very long.
Look what I'm saying. I mean, we can't tell another coach that did it on both levels at a top level as my boy Jimmy. Okay, all right. Let's revisit history. Let's go back to the 90s when the Cowboys were on their scene, because they were 1-15. So even Jimmy knew, okay, yeah, my team not there yet. I'm still gonna take this same talent. I'm gonna keep what we can have. I'm gonna pull these pieces. I'm gonna go to deep 3. I'm gonna pull up Brock Marion. I'm gonna get Leon. Like, he knew what he was bringing to the table. And we as fans, we knew the offensive players, we knew the defense players, we knew the damn special teams players. We knew Bill Bill Bates. We knew Kenny Gant. Like, we knew everybody.
That was every team though back then, because that was before free agency.
I don't know about them other teams. I knew the Cowboys inside and out.
I knew Don BB.
Man, I knew the whole Buffalo squad.
I'm just saying, like, we
people
stayed on those teams. People stayed on those teams. It wasn't free agency.
Well, Jimmy brought a different element, and we knew if people wasn't playing up the par, guess what was going to happen? We already knew what Jimmy was going to do: replace them.
Yeah, but he can't do that.
He was going to replace them. I already knew, like, there ain't no half step. The Cowboys held to a standard, and the team took on Jimmy's identity, and that's the true testament of a great coach. When your team takes on your identity, they believe every word that's coming out your mouth. Because you know how they say the coach in basketball is really the sixth man. Like, he the 12th man. Jimmy was on that football field, man. No matter if offense, defense, or special, them coaches, we knew the damn special teams coaches. They can't, like, we knew what that was bringing to the table. It wasn't no question. The only thing that messed that up was Jerry Jones. That's greatest coach ever to me. Sticking to it. But yeah, that's all I'm saying.
It's that boy. Nobody's gonna take that away, man. Because I mean, yeah, he won everywhere. Oklahoma State, Miami. I mean, hell, he was winning in the NFL, Miami.
Yeah.
So you put Jimmy Johnson over Don Shula?
Did he coach in college? Don Shula didn't coach in college, did he?
No, I'm just saying, you say he's the greatest coach.
Yeah, I think he's better than Don Shula too. Yep, I do. Don Shula.
What about when Jim Harbaugh wins the Super Bowl? What you gonna say then?
Oh, well, Jimmy is in the conversation too. I got a lot of respect for Jimmy. I mean, he's proven, but I don't think he was as dominant in college as Jimmy. You know, because what was the Notre Dame and Miami? That was the rivalry back then. The Saints against the Cons and all that kind of stuff.
It was.
But Jimmy won. Well, he was won Michigan. Where else did he coach at?
Stanford.
They didn't do much at Stanford, did they?
Oh,
who did he have? Luck? He had Andrew Luck?
Luck might have been with Shaw. I don't know who he had. I don't know if he had Luck. I don't know if he had.
Yeah, I'll put Jimmy in that conversation too. I got a lot of respect for Jimmy.
I know he had Richard Seymour.
You need to hire a damn coach with the name Jim or Jimmy in it, goddamn.
Jim. No, I mean, obviously, Jimmy's is a fantastic leader of men. That's what it boils down to.
And they buy in.
Coaches and players included, you know, because he always had good, strong coordinators.
And that's a part of it. People want to work for you, and you bring out the best in them. Okay, and let's just say this. All right. I think the pieces to the puzzle don't always mean, you know what I'm saying, okay, I'm a great OC, I'm a great DC. Oh, that means because we're winning, I'm gonna go somewhere else and be a great head coach. Like what we had, Dave Wannstedt, North Turner, you know, like those pieces were great offensive coordinator. I don't think North Turner could ever been a better head coach than he was a OC. I don't think Dave Wannstedt could be a better head coach than he was a better DC, if that makes sense. Yep. I think those positions where they were their best, you know, was the coordinator position, you know. But when you have success, they're gonna pluck up that success, and you know, and that's that coaching tree right there. So that's that. But
I think the NFL is set up a whole lot different too, man. You know, even North Turner or Wannstedt, this day and age, they probably be really, really good as head coaches.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, this
setup is so different.
But okay, let's just look at Washington when they had Sean McVay, they had Cliff Kingsbury, and they had coach, 49ers coach. They had all of them on the same on you know what I'm saying in Washington, and they wasn't winning nothing.
Oh, Shanahan.
Yeah, Shanahan. All three of them, you know, come from Washington. They pieces to the puzzle, but the organization as a whole was holding them back, just like Dallas.
Exactly. That started at the top. It
Kelly
was a
Moore,
mess.
you
It
got
was toxic.
Quinn. They go somewhere else, they successful. It's just crazy. Like I don't think even the organizations be knowing what they're doing, and that tells you, Dallas, they never should have got rid of Jimmy. They never get rid of Jimmy, man. Dallas don't have this hiatus like they do. That's on them. Just like it was in Washington, and Washington changed their identity from top to bottom, and I don't think that Dallas will ever be able to do that.
No, it's a family business, so they not changing nothing.
Nothing. All right, let's transition to the NBA. Let's talk about what teams we like, make this playoff push, and a little MVP conversation. How do you boys like OKC?
Shit, they good.
Young talent, they good.
Well,
yeah, man.
To me, they played the best team ball. I think Boston played team ball, but when I see OKC play team ball, man, it like excites me as a coach because a lot of times the NBA don't like to share the ball. So you remember how, like Corey, like me and DT coached basketball together, man. I want to say one of my best coaching seasons was coaching girls 6th grade basketball. Like we helped them girls develop, and Mo was there too. We helped them girls develop from not knowing how to dribbling with their head up. Like that's like everybody on my team got better that season. But once we used to play a game called Ultimate Basketball. That's what I want to get to. You remember the game, DT?
Yeah.
So Corey, Ultimate Basketball is you can't take no more than 2 steps with the ball. You have to always be looking up for the next man because after that 2 steps, you can't hold the ball. OKC play like that. Well, they not holding that ball. They getting that ball to the man that's open. They're getting down court, and the man that's open, like the ball move faster than the man, and that's hard to defend. And when I see a NBA team play like that, I love it because the game don't really change from when you're young. It's the same. It's just how you adapt to the game. Like you get better individually, but at the same time, you still need your teammates. And they play like they need their teammates. That's what I want to get to. And I just love that, man, because that's if when you tell your team, let's just say if you coach a team and you tell them like you see the Thunder play like that, you're gonna buy more into your coach.
Right.
Yeah.
I just love how they play.
My concern with the Thunder is they don't have a second scorer.
I think it's Chet.
You don't consider Williams as a second scorer?
No.
I think it's Chet Holmgren. And I liked how
when I say second scorer, I mean here's the ball, get a bucket.
Right. So that's why I said. So I repeat that. You don't think Williams is capable of doing it? He don't show it too many times. He don't look like, but he can ball. Williams can ball.
He's really good. I'm just not so sure that is he better than Denver's second scorer?
Murray?
Yeah. Is he better than Murray?
Murray's hit or miss. You know, it's a 7-game series. Murray gonna give you 3, maybe 4 good games.
I see what you saying.
Jokic. But I like
that's all I'm saying. All the teams are good. So every team is gonna have one scorer. So to me, whoever they play is gonna cancel out Shea. At least, you know what I'm saying, points. Like that's gonna cancel out. So who's the next people that can go get buckets for you? I don't know if I see that on OKC.
But that's why I like Williams, I like Chet, and I like the other pieces because they can shoot the 3 good and they share the ball.
They have pieces, but I think it's a difference when you actually know this. Like Boston, they unequivocally know who the 2 dudes that can get some buckets. Now, them other dudes can step up and have a game, but they know who them 2 pieces are. You know what I mean? On a given night, OKC, it could be Williams. It could be the other Williams. It could be Chet. To me, that's dangerous in the playoffs.
So yes, what I was gonna say. So in a 7-game series, you feel like they can to take certain pieces away, and now that limits their firepower.
Yeah, and I don't want to say take a piece away. I just, we know it's gonna be okay. So how did Dallas beat them last year?
Because
Chet wasn't there.
It ain't even that. It's just that
they were still learning. Like, you know, they're better. Like, they went and got Hartenstein. They went and got Caruso. They went and got pieces to solidify, you know, their hold.
I like those two. You know, I love Caruso.
Man, look here. And those two are team players. They're not worrying about stats. They're worrying about making plays. You know what I'm saying? They making about being effective in the game. Because Hartenstein, he might, you know, go off double. He's gonna give you 3-4 assists. Like Caruso gonna give you 3-4 assists. He's gonna give you some assists. Like they know their roles, and that's why I'm saying I like how they play ball together. And we're gonna see how it comes down to a 7-game series because they didn't have those two pieces, and they didn't have Chet last year either. OKC. So it's gonna be a different look. All right, let's go to the Mavericks in this trade. Let's talk about that some more. Well, yeah, let's talk about the Mavericks because you know the West got some pieces.
So we don't feel like the Grizzlies. We don't feel like the Grizzlies.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say the West got pieces, but you know I had the Mavericks already down on my paper.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Man, I love the Mavericks team. I love it. I mean, their entire front court is out. Their entire front court, and they just being scrappy. I like it. If they're healthy, man, I feel like the Mavericks are the best team in the West. Health. If all things equal, everybody healthy, I think the Mavericks are the best team. I don't think there's any team that can just out piece them.
So you are a Jason Kidd fan. You feel like Jason Kidd done really figured out himself as a coach.
Yeah, I think Luka was the driving force because Luka is such a hothead, and Jason Kidd is a hothead too.
Oh yeah.
He had to change. He couldn't be the same as Luka. And so now Kidd just sit over there and chew gum. And I think he's a better coach for it. You know, he don't feel like he has to take his energy and give it to the team. Like he's gotten stoic in that manner to where, you know what? And honestly, I feel like Nico's done a good job of just getting athletes in that mug, man. These dudes, man, they got athletes. Now, I ain't seen the Mavericks like this with athletes hooping. Most of the time it's big white stiffs.
Well, I like Christie. I like Hardy. I like Marshall. You know, I like the fives. I like the AD. You don't have to play the five. So that gives a constant mismatch when he's healthy at the 4. But to me, it's really boiled down to Uncle Drew, his leadership, and Anthony Davis staying healthy. But I know, Corey, you know, you didn't really care for the trade. Let me hear what you got to say about
it. It's just mainly the health, AD staying healthy, but it also took away. So you notice how teams are playing Dallas, and it's going to be that way when playoff time come if we make it in the play-in with the injuries. But so when they trap Kyrie, we really don't have someone that can distribute the ball and see that's a floor general. Because Kyrie not technically a point guard. He's a 2 guard. So you just see his last 3 stats. He averaging like 35, 3 assists. Luka's seen everything. So if you trap Luka, he's still able to hurt you. You trap Kyrie, you see PJ Washington, all them, they panic and they turn over the ball. So teams are gonna make the adjustment come playoff time. Yeah, we got a squad if AD them healthy, but
PJ ain't that guy either. They need to get rid of PJ.
I ain't gonna say that. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. PJ solid.
No,
PJ solid.
Yeah, PJ's.
You don't like PJ?
How consistent is he to me? Like that, like I don't know.
Consistency as far as
shooting.
Right, because he's one of the major reasons why we went to the finals when they got him and Derek.
He ain't here to shoot. He here to be an athletic body that
he do all the dirty work. I feel like the person that we really don't need is Marshall.
But see, I like Marshall.
It reminds me of Antoine Walker. Y'all remember Antoine Walker with Boston?
Of course. So bobblehead looking.
Yeah, if you pay attention to Marshall's game, it kind of remind you of Antoine Walker, man. Like he gonna shoot.
I think he did a little bit of everything though. He kind of one of them unorthodox, like he just not left man.
I like Marshall.
He, you know, just one of them people you just never know. No, I didn't like Hardy when Hardy get hot. I like him sometimes. I like Christie game. I think he's really. I think Christie's going to be sneaky good.
I love Christie, man. He
Christie's
does a lot
solid.
of things to do well. But to your point, Corey, I think like it is very, very important that these guys are healthy, because I feel like, just envision this. Kyrie crosses half court. You trap naturally. Well, I'm finna throw this thing to AD. Now AD can just simply throw a lob to Lively. You can't trap all day like that, because you trapped me, right? So I threw it to AD. So now I'm playing 4-on-3.
Right. So when you take Kyrie off when you take him out or you take him out.
You see what had dwindled. Spencer dwindled.
Yeah,
I think he's serviceable.
They just got a lot of pieces that I like. And more the thing that I like about the Mavericks the most is they have pieces that they can throw at people. How many people can they throw at Shea? Nobody's gonna stop Shea, but over the course of a 7-game series, hell, Shea seeing 3-4 different defenders every night, that's gonna wear him out before it wears out the defense.
But you know, he gonna get that Dwayne Wade treatment where they put him on the line a lot.
But okay, see, right man, you can't. They can send somebody and trap SGA, but he still got shooters that hurt him.
But that's the thing. They didn't trap SGA last year. Homeboy, go get your 38-40, partner. These other dudes can't do that.
Yeah. I get
Jalen Williams he's not going to consistently just beat people 1-on-1. Most of his stuff comes off of what Shea is setting up. You know, ball movement and such and such.
But they still got them 3 extra pieces that they didn't have last year too. And those are 3 great additions.
I just think it was more experience. I think Dallas
got Hartenstein. I like Najee. I like Hartenstein, Najee. I like that. You got Chet, we got Lively. I like that.
Lively can't play on the perimeter like Chet, can he?
He can defend.
He can guard. Yeah, he can guard. It's Gafford can't, but Lively can.
Okay.
He can defend out.
All right. Let's go to Minnesota.
Front court, man.
Let's go to Minnesota. Not Minnesota. Let's go to the Grizzlies. They number 2. I hadn't really seen a lot of the Grizzlies, but I do know what's that? Edey.
Big Zach.
Say, man.
Yeah, he's solid, man. He's solid.
Yeah, I do know those stats are adding up. And JJ, he's coming into, you know, he's coming around. He's figuring things out. You know, he can get easy buckets. He can shoot. Yeah, he can definitely play defense. So they got their paint solidified.
Yeah,
they do. But even still, I'm looking at that front court, and I'm looking at the Mavericks. I like the Mavericks front court better. I like Lively, Gafford, and AD.
Hands down, we have a better front.
Right. I think they have the best front court damn near in the league, but I'm gonna definitely say the West. And that, man, I hope they help so I can see it.
They better be, because Nico gonna have hell if they not.
Man,
so yeah, I haven't really seen a lot of Minnesota play, but you know me, I'm on fantasy football, so I'm always fantasy sports, so I'm always paying attention to stats, trying to get a good lineup. But yeah, I seen Edey done turn that corner. I know Desmond Bain is consistent. I know Ja is done stayed healthy this year. You know, he done left them guns alone. He done grew up. So now it's time, because that was a window opportunity they could have really had made a push. You know, with him getting in them trouble.
For certain.
So
yep, and as a result of Ja being silly, they let OKC slide off in that thing. That's really what happened.
That. So yeah, they definitely have some pieces. Oh, and then they have some sneaky little pieces, man. Like I don't even know how to say his name, man. Adore. He played power forward, center. Like they got some pieces, you know, sneaky good pieces that they're not household names. So we're gonna see how they pan out.
I think it's gonna be pretty solid, man. That West is.
So up next,
it's wide open.
Some of them cats wide open. Like the Warriors pretenders. They not real.
Hey man, if they got Steph, they got a shot. So the Nuggets
don't kind of eat them out.
What'd you say, Corey?
I said Caron Butler kind of balanced out they backcourt with Steph, so they gonna be dangerous.
Caron Butler is worse.
You talking about Jimmy?
Butler? Jimmy Butler. I'm sorry, yeah, Jimmy Butler. I apologize.
Oh, I like that addition.
Playoff.
I definitely like that addition, but like we ain't got no bigs. They can't play small ball and make it. I don't think.
Not in the series.
Like,
in the series.
Like, it's gonna be
still got dude. What's the big man they got? I mean, he don't start.
Looney ain't doing shit, man. Like
your body though.
Yeah, he ain't doing shit. He might give you a couple of rebounds. He ain't getting you many buckets. And they gotta make jump shots. Like they not the same jump shooting team, when they was at their heyday. They not that. Jimmy is a better version than Draymond, but you got two of them. Somebody gotta make buckets. And Jimmy not gonna have the ball in his hand like he did in Miami. Like he could really predicate what was going on. That's not gonna be so much the same as it was in Miami, because he was getting almost triple doubles in Miami, leading them. I mean, he was a good leader for that squad, but I don't think he's gonna be that same person in Golden State, is because it's predicated on ball movement and Steph.
Forgot about Caleb Martin. Mavericks get healthy, man. Them boys, the depth, man. To me, I mean, it's the depth. It's not that they're all great players. It's that when I go to the bench, it ain't a big fall off from the cat that was out there, and that's huge to me. Yeah. Caleb Martin could be as good as Max Christie.
I need to see him some more, because where did they get him from? Detroit?
Philadelphia.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you who I want them to get. That damn twin out of Detroit, man. Thompson. I like them twins, man. And Detroit got a lot of pieces. I don't think they'll be able to fit all of them in, man. I wish they'd have got him. I like his game. He's a jack of all trades. And because the one in Houston was balling. He was already balling. And now the one in Detroit, he's starting to ball. He's getting a little more playing time. And I like what I see.
What's his name? What's their name?
The Thompson twins. They Asur and Amin, something like that.
Okay. All right, I ain't up on them.
I mean, don't worry. We'll come through. I'll come through and we'll chop it up.
They do play for Detroit, so the only thing I know about Detroit is my boy Cade Cunningham, baby.
Amen Thompson and hey, but yeah, he been playing a lot better. So we had Denver. How do we feel about Denver this year?
Talking about now, I see you talking about. I mean, solid. I'm looking at his picture now.
They got Jokic. And I'm not sure about Denver's depth. I think that was one of the bigger things they had when they did win the championship, with Brucey B and Braun.
Yeah. Well, I like the little shooting guard Brown. It ain't spelled Brown, but it's pronounced Brown.
You talking about the white boy?
Yeah. He coming along.
Yeah, he's good.
But Aaron Gordon, he's been off, in and out lineup, injuries with him. Michael Porter is consistent. I would have felt like Michael Porter would have really put himself in the conversation of, a top small forward at this point, because all we've known, he can shoot that thing.
Yeah.
But he's not really trying to be a top tier player. I think he's happy where he content. And they need more out of him, to me, because he has the potential to be better.
Because
what else do they have?
They have little dark skinned dude. I forget his name. To handle the ball. He been in the league for a minute. God, his name. I cannot think of what it was. He was at OKC for a little bit. He's been around. They wear numbers on jerseys. That's a surprise to me.
Man, like,
there's only one number that matters to me, baby, and that's the number.
Michael Porter. They got Westbrook.
It's the only number that matters to me, Z.
Hey, and Westbrook been playing good in Denver.
Matter of fact, get Dirk up in the combo.
Who you talking about?
Westbrook. Now Westbrook has been pretty solid.
Yes.
It's the only number you need to know, Z.
Oh,
that's it, baby.
That's cool little bobblehead you got
white
there.
Guy.
That's cool little bobblehead you got there, sir.
He's stealing our black women. We still love him.
Hey, She giving them.
So that's
them
what Denver
leftovers.
been missing this year.
He ain't going to the game with leftovers still, is he? The fall plate. That's how I go to work with my fall plate.
Yeah, Dirk and gangster like that. You know what I mean? Straight styrofoam plate.
Stop playing.
He's recycling.
All right.
He's an environmentalist.
So then we have the Lakers. How do we feel about the Lakers finishing out the season? We got a rejuvenated Bron since the trade. Like, I've never seen Bron this active on defense. I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, man. Luka does give him his legs defensively because he don't have to handle that rock and do all. Like, Luka's is probably as smart as LeBron, you know, as far as manipulating game pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Z. He's LeBron is sitting in a chair on the boy. Ain't seen it in a couple of years.
Today, I was like, okay, that's why you didn't play the All-Star game. Like it's like he care more right now. So,
shit, wouldn't you? They just traded the next man.
You know, hey, motivation is a thing. So, like he's bought in, and you know they have Luka, they have him, and Luka, and they still figuring out how they want to play together. You know, that's still gonna take a little more time. But when it comes down to it, are their bigs capable enough to, you know, cancel out other bigs? Because we know who the main dogs are, but can they hold their own to cancel out them bigs to where, you know, they can be relevant? And I don't believe in Hachimura. I don't believe in him.
Rui's gotten a lot better, man.
But playoffs,
like you gotta respect the corner three. I'll at least say that much.
Well, he got to prove it to me. Like I said,
when you keep harping on the big. So my thing is playoffs is matchups, right?
Yeah.
So LA might not have a solid big, but they could still gonna have a lot of advantages in matchups against a lot of teams. Like they're gonna be dangerous. I mean, I think a lot of people gonna sleep on LA, especially if they get like to the 3 seed now, 4 seed. What seed they sitting in right now?
4 seed.
3, 4.
Yeah, I think they 4.
So
all right, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you they centers. They got Jackson Hayes, the power forward Dorian Finley-Smith, Rui, and then they got Alex Len and Trey Jemison. Jared Vanderbilt. Them names make you confident?
Man, that's just over the course of the series, man. Them rebounds gonna add up. Right? It's gonna add up, and then trying to battle for that position to rebound.
I'm a Warriors fan, and I don't feel like Looney, and I don't care that Kuminga finna come back. Like y'all not proven, man. Like and like y'all not focal points either. So when you're not focal points, you're not really as like you're not the difference maker. And these what's Jackson Hayes like barbecue chicken. He's not finna stop Jokic. He's not finna stop.
But you forgetting the matchups though. So what if just hypothetically Dallas have to play Denver like first round? So one of them gonna get knocked out. So depending on the matchup and the seed that LA in, if LA can bypass, I think they got a good chance. Like he said, Denver don't have a bench, so they can only play so many minutes for Joe. He gonna be tired.
The four will play the 5. The 4 will play the 5. So right now the Lakers will play the Rockets, right? I like the Rockets big over like what you call because
he's solid. The Rockets big is solid.
But that's who gonna stop him?
LeBron can guard him.
Like Seguin legit.
He is, but I think LeBron can guard him. He'll be solid on him, but then you got to look at who he gonna stop.
LeBron not gonna guard him.
LeBron can't guard Jokic.
I mean, I understand it's a different type of big right there, though.
All right, I don't believe in the Clippers.
Seguin is a bigger big than Jokic. Like he plays bigger. That boy, that's tough.
Crafty.
He like a traditional center compared to.
He's very crafty.
I would pick LA over Houston in a 7-game series, just because they got the experience. and that plays a part in the playoffs. Like,
let me ask you this: who you like the better coach? You like JJ or you like Ime?
Udoka.
Shit, I'll be honest with you, how JJ coaching, man. JJ don't surprise a lot of people though. I mean, I'm just gonna be 100. Now he proven himself. He know how to switch the line.
Udoka,
the adjustment that he just made that people ain't seeing is that he went to LeBron and basically he already told LeBron, we gonna let Luka control the rock, and you just play off of him. Because if you watch the first 2 games, they were both trying to handle the rock.
Yeah, so I know they still figuring it out.
So that right there alone, just okay, Luka, you got the rock. LeBron, you play off him. And again, it's experience, man. We talking about from the player's perspective. I mean, Houston has a young squad, man. They're gonna make a lot of mistakes. I mean, they doing what they doing in the regular season, but playoffs is different. The game slow down.
You're right.
They're not gonna run up and down the court.
You're right. I think
who gonna guard Luka? Who for Houston gonna guard Luka?
Yeah, I think they have
he can post him.
Thompson.
He can take him off the dribble.
Nobody can guard Luka.
Right. Who gonna guard LeBron?
Dylan Brooks, baby.
Come on now.
All right.
That's barbecue chicken.
But I promise you, Houston got nice pieces too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got Seguin, they got a center, they got somebody who, okay, I'm not the best defender, but I'm gonna be harassing you all game in Dylan Brooks. They got the Thompson cat, he does his thing. Van Vliet is hurt right now, but I like him. Jalen Green is going to be the X factor. Can you play consistent at a high level? You know what I'm saying, for a series? But they got pieces, and they got viable pieces too. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. They ain't going to be no pushover.
Yeah, LA got a squad though. I mean, they might be minus a big, but they got some pieces, man.
The only pieces you really,
I feel like LA should beat the damn Rockets, but that ain't what we talking about. Who's finna win a chip? I just don't think they got the front court.
No, they ain't gonna win no chip.
To
I'm just saying, as far as I think they'll be Denver too.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna count the Rockets out. The Rockets continue to get better, and they might lose some damn heartbreakers. I can't remember who they lost to. They was up like 5 or like 20 minutes left, and 20 seconds left, and they lost that game. It was crazy how they lost it. But I like the pieces, and I like Udoka. Like, just certain coaches who I believe in, and I believe in him. Even though he, because let's just think, if he stayed with the Celtics, I feel like the Celtics would be better. I mean, I like the coach they got there now, but I feel like Udoka is a step up. I feel like with this Houston squad, these years going to be important to see if they can if they can upset certain teams, because they middle of the pack. They 5, and they got a lot of young pieces. Like, they don't have no pieces, but I don't think nobody, been in the league 5 years, like Seguin, Green, like, they're all young. So they haven't reached their prime, if that makes sense. But they're all right there together.
And Houston's the 5. Houston's a 5 seed.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
Houston 5. Right now. And we got the Clippers at 6. Like, I don't think I've seen the Clippers play at all this year.
They decent.
Have any of y'all?
No, they decent. I mean, Kawhi Leonard is back.
Man, he always hurt, man. Like, he always hurt.
He been getting back into his form. I mean, they not gonna make no noise.
Yeah, you can't depend on him at all. And so then we have Minnesota. And okay, let's say we got Ant-Man. We know Ant-Man comes to who's their second scorer?
They don't got one. To be honest with you.
Is it supposed to be Randall?
They shouldn't have.
He is hurt. He's been hurt.
Yeah.
So, he's been hurt for a while too. So
they're supposed to be Big Jew. Yeah.
So we got to see when he comes back, because now that's going to take a little bit of what they've been doing. They're going to change up because he slowed the ball down. He's a dribbler. Then we have the Warriors. I don't believe in small ball, but I don't think they got the shooters like they used to. I like Jimmy coming to the team. I'm interested, but it's like the Lakers. Y'all got to prove it to me. I know y'all got stars, but y'all not the same stars y'all once were. You're not. They're my boys though, and I don't really believe in anybody else. I think Chauncey Billups is making the Trailblazers a lot better. They're being competitive. what's the big they had? They went to UConn.
Oh,
Con or something like that. Like, let me look at his name. Donovan Klingen. Like he come in, he plays a good game.
Okay, I didn't even know he was there. I know exactly who you're talking about. I didn't realize he was there.
And he came in one game, he get 20-20, he came in another game, 20-20, and then he back to the bench because I got DeAndre Ayton. So it's like he's getting better, but I don't think the Scoot Henderson cat, that pickup from the G League, I don't think he panning out like they thought he would. But they got a lot of young pieces, but you know, they're not there yet. And I don't believe in the Suns. I don't believe in the Pelicans. And the Spurs, they irrelevant without Wemby, but that's that. Let's go to the Eastern Conference. Who do we like better, the Cavs or the Celtics?
Oh man, you gotta go with the Celtics.
What about you? What did you say, Corey? You say Celtics too? Man. I really want Donovan to make a leap forward. Like I really liked him in Utah. I liked him, you know, at Louisville. And what they say when he was in Utah, he had a stat where he didn't get an assist to Gobert for an entire season. How you don't give your center an assist the entire season?
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
That's laughable. So I don't think they play good against good teams. I don't think they play good against good teams, Cleveland. They good against, you know, mediocre teams, so they're going to be in the second round. It's who they face in the second round to me about, you know, what their future holds. If they make it to, you know, conference finals, whatever. But they got the talent, man. Bickerstaff, because I was mad. Who was there before Bickerstaff? No, that Bickerstaff was in Detroit, right?
No, that was Monty.
No, they got rid of Monty for somebody else though. Bickerstaff.
Little Bickerstaff, I thought he was in Houston before. Wasn't he at Houston before Udoka?
No, that was your boy from Dallas.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Jamal Mosley's in Orlando.
Silas. Not Silas.
Oh, Paul Silas Jr.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah. He tried. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just say with Cleveland, I like Darius Garland. Like Darius Garland done made a step forward. I got a lot of respect for him. Mobley done stepped up. Mitchell done stepped up. They got DeAndre Hunter from Atlanta, and I really haven't seen a lot of them, but from what I'm hearing, you know, he's a good fit for them because he played defense. And they got Allen, and they got what's the other big? Oh, Evan Mobley. So you know they're an ascending team, and you know it's just going to depend on matchups. And with the number one seed, I feel like you can at least definitely get to the second round.
With Cleveland?
Yes.
Cleveland should be in the damn championship.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to say who they match up with. Because let's just say because the Bucks at number 5. So that would be a second round matchup, right? Bucks and
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like that second round, who they match up against, that's going to determine, you know, their ceiling. Even the Pistons.
They are number 1 in the East, aren't they?
Yeah.
Cleveland is? Okay.
Yeah, they got a 6-game lead too. You know what I'm saying? Like they eating up, you know what I'm saying, average teams. It's the elite teams, you know what I'm saying, they're having the issues with. So when they get to that second round, that's gonna show, you know, when foot hit pavement. I like Detroit. Detroit is ascending. Cade Cunningham, man. Like, I didn't think he was gonna be this good. Like, Cade is really showing me he got game. And they got a lot of young pieces too.
Yeah,
have y'all seen him play?
Who, Cade Cunningham?
Well, the Pistons.
Oh, just not a whole lot. Are they even on TV? Where can you watch the Pistons?
I got
they
my
got
Fire
a
Stick,
solid
man. I can watch any game.
NBA Live.
Dennis
I
Schroeder,
can watch any
Tobias
game. I
Harris.
got the Fire Stick, man. I told you about the Fire Stick. I'm gonna give you my app that you can use, man. I got you.
I ain't. You don't have to. I'm not gonna watch all that stuff.
It's free.
It is, but that don't mean I'm gonna watch it.
That's that. All right. So the Magic, the beginning of the season, the Magic was hot, man. I was all over the Magic. I don't think Pablo is that guy. I like the Wagner dude. They got both brothers on there. I like the Wagner. But Pablo, he inconsistent to me. He got hurt, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta watch.
How long has he been back though? Because I feel what you're saying. You feel like he's been back long enough to kind of get his regain the groove? Because Pablo be balling.
He hit or miss. Some days, you know what I'm saying, and then the Jalen Suggs, he hit or miss. I think he been hurt too. Yeah, but they got a lot of young potential too. But
I like Jamal Mosley, man. I really like their coach.
Okay.
You got them playing hard. They play hard, man, on the road. Like last year, they were covering Kings at the house. And so they're not catching people by surprise as much this year. But they still
they keep having people hurt. I'm telling you, Pablo was hurt. They were playing great, and then Pablo got hurt, and they fell off. Wagner kept them in it, then he got hurt, and then now Suggs hurt. Like, the mix ain't mixing right because pieces not there. But I don't really know. I don't really know what to say about the Hawks. I don't know what to say about the Heat, the Bulls. Nets, like there's nobody else. And the process has processed out. Like Philly done. And I love Max. I love everything Max brings to the table. But you're not gonna win with Embiid. Like Embiid don't really know what winning basketball is to me.
Well, they got two duds over there. They got Embiid and Paul George. So that thing is going nowhere.
Playoff Pete.
Play off. Lowercase play, all caps off. That's what that means.
Yeah, playoff P. Yeah. So the East, I'm gonna say surprise team Knicks. Have y'all seen the Knicks play?
I've seen them get destroyed every time they play a good team. Yes, sir.
So the cat experiment is not benefiting them because
he plays like a cat.
I want to say he have games we play like a monster. We have games we play like a monster, and I'm like, okay, is Tibbs the difference maker for him? Like, because you got a coach that believes in you more. I don't know, because I definitely love everything Jalen Brunson brings to the table. I love everything Kevin Hart, Josh Hart brings to the table.
What about OG Anunoby? You feeling that?
I mean, they play too many minutes.
The largest contract in Knick history.
He do OG. Damn.
But yeah, Thibodeau gonna grind to the gristle.
Yes, he is, man.
He gonna play 4.5 players.
Hey, 40 minutes. Crazy.
So has Robinson he been healthy?
Who you say?
Because I think New York been missing. They've been missing.
He's been hurt like all year. Talking about the center.
Yeah, that's a good point. While we Robinson is a big piece.
Right. They can get him back in time for the playoffs. They'll be solid.
I can't disagree.
He don't have
no
offense.
Hartenstein for certain.
He don't have an offense. Hartenstein would have been better than me. Like that, both of them playing together, sharing minutes. But he don't give them that much on the offensive end.
He alive.
He lively.
Yeah, he a live threat. I mean, that's what they got Cat for. That's their inside score. He just do the dirty work.
Oh my God, Cat. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. He's being more relevant this year. But we're gonna see, because in the playoffs, man, like he was irrelevant last year in the playoffs. Like that's why they got rid of him. But I like the resurgence he got this year. We're gonna see if he can keep him in the playoffs, because they are the 3 seed. And then we have the Pacers. And then the Bucks. I like Halliburton, but who else do they have? Because what's the center? Turner?
Miles.
Yeah. He has games. He's just not a consistent, big that you can just say he gonna give you this. He just have certain games where he go off. And I can't really say what all other pieces the Pacers have to really take them serious.
They don't. Whatever happened to Ben Mathurin? What? He just not doing nothing.
I mean, he there. He getting this. You talking about the little small forward shooting guard cat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he consistent, but the players gonna have to make his money because the Bucks had number 5. And what changes did they make?
Indiana?
No, the Bucks. I'm trying to think.
Oh, they got Karma. Buddy from Washington. Because they got rid of
they went and got Washington.
Kuzma.
Kuzma. Yeah, they went and got Kuzma.
Yeah, and I haven't seen them play with Kuzma yet. So
he played like 3. He been solid with him.
Yeah, I did see he played decent. He had decent number than he did in Washington, which was surprising. I mean, he done fell off in Washington, and then he came and had some decent numbers in since he been with Milwaukee, but I haven't seen them play. You know, and I'm gonna always ride with Doc Rivers. I'm gonna always ride with him. I don't care. We're gonna see what he can do.
Subject yourself to that ridicule.
I mean, it is what it is.
He said it right.
It is what it is. Okay, so
I've been on Doc ass for a minute.
I mean, tell me what pieces he had to be like. CP3 was his best piece. Embiid ain't about shit. Embiid ain't finna do nothing. Embiid and CP3 was his best pieces to be relevant, besides his Boston days. Like he ain't got the top 10 players in the league to go try and win stuff, but he always there. And that means something to me.
Always where? At the crib after being up 3-1?
Man, see, that's the narrative that show y'all, man. Like I said,
you can't say that he don't have pieces when he leads the league in game series. He was up 3-1 and lost them. That sounds like coaching to me. You can't win one game in 3.
He won 3.
Exactly. Now you need to win one more so your team can advance.
All right, so let's revisit this. All right, so when he lost one, it was with T-Mac in Orlando, and they were up 3-1 against. He lost to the champions. He lost to the Detroit Pistons. They figured out with Larry Bryant. They ended up winning the championship that year. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When he was with Boston, and they lost to champions. And who did they lose 3-1? League 2
in Miami.
Champions. We ain't losing the scrubs. All right, he's there. You're in the like I say.
So if in 3 games, you're up 3-1. In 3 games, you don't have a dub.
And you got to look at the squad he had. The players he shouldn't have been allowed a 3-1 lead with the caliber of players that he had on the squad.
Who? What team? Like that's with the Clippers with CP3 and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan.
Your boy, y'all used to love JJ Redick, so he not nice enough no more.
Like I said, those are the caliber players.
But that's the thing, though, Z. At one point, you can't say that JJ Redick can be a starter on a championship team and then say, no, he had JJ Redick, so he don't have a good team. Well, is JJ Redick good or is he not?
JJ Redick's good enough to be on a playoff caliber team. JJ Redick good enough to be in the league. JJ Redick can hit shots. But JJ Redick ain't nobody who's gonna be like, damn, JJ Redick, we can't stop him. Like that ain't ever came out of nobody's mouth. JJ Redick ain't playing no defense.
That's
JJ
what I was
Redick
trying to tell y'all when y'all was
JJ Redick is capable of being a shooter, but JJ Redick ain't nobody who's like, I gotta have JJ Redick on my team. Yes, I feel like JJ Redick was a good shooter. He could be on the team and shoot some threes. That's what I feel like.
Now repeat what you're saying.
When I go down the list of the people that Doc Rivers that had to be champions, like them names just don't ring out like, oh yeah, those are winners right there.
No,
he made the best of the talent.
We're not talking about winning championships.
Go back to the Clippers squad. Now you telling me that he had the Clippers.
He had the point guard.
There's no way that they shouldn't have won an NBA championship at least twice with that squad they had.
Damn, twice?
What you mean? They had Blake, they had DeAndre, they had, and these when they young. He had Chris Paul. Hold on, let me go.
You can't tell me none of them players what they did.
You said they had JJ Redick. They had some more people. Let me look at the roster.
So the year
Get me out on the roster.
They upset San Antonio in the playoffs. In the next series, they lost to Houston, and CP3 got hurt. So that eliminated a lot with CP3 getting hurt. Right, he get hurt a lot in the playoffs when it's crunch time. That year,
you're not telling me how nice CP3 is.
I just said he got hurt. I mean, you can't do nothing about that.
Well, that was the reason why I was saying he's not that nice, because when it's time for you to be healthy, he always hurt. That was my argument.
Well, that year and the year he was with the Rockets and they took the Golden State Warriors to Game 7. Like if he healthy, man, I feel like the Rockets beat the Warriors dynasty. If he healthy, like that boy was D'ing up KD. I was pissed off KD would let CP3 handle him like that. But CP3 ain't one of those. Yeah, CP3 is a point guard. But when you if CP3 is your best player, you feel like that's the championship team, is CP3 being the best player? I feel like he could be the second best player on the team. I don't think he can be the best player on the team and win a championship. If that makes sense.
Well, I feel like he had teams, 7 of them, that could go up 3-1 and lose 3 straight. That's just not good coaching to me.
Okay, the Pistons stopped the Lakers 3-peat. The Pistons is not no pushover. They figured it out.
But that's one instance. That's one instance.
Okay.
That's one instance.
The Clippers when CP3 got hurt against the Rockets. That's another instance. Injuries.
You talking about when he was with the Rockets, or
no? When CP3 was with the Clippers, they upset the Spurs in the first round. They upset the Spurs, sent them home in the first round. Second round, they play the Rockets. CP3 get hurt. They lose that series.
Like that was a different series from the series he was up 3-1.
Credit for losing the series, the next series.
But that's one series. That's one series that CP3 got hurt. The series that they were up 3-1 and lost 4-3, CP3 didn't get hurt in that series.
To who? What team?
To the Rockets.
And so that was the year. That was the year before he ended up going to the Rockets. I can't recall.
I'm not sure when it was.
Well, I'm still gonna ride with Doc, man.
Ride with him.
I am.
Like I said, you're gonna continue to take this ridicule.
I'm not ashamed. I mean, everybody got an opinion.
Yeah, because I'm looking at this roster with they had a squad.
Lastly, we've been on here talking about it. It's going almost 2 hours. All right, lastly, the college playoffs. They're trying to expand college playoffs, and you say you feel like they're trying to bring in more SEC teams
and Big Ten.
And Big Ten.
Big Ten, yeah.
So, well, I'm gonna say this. Franklin, I feel like he doesn't. Like, I feel like y'all should talk about Franklin like y'all talk about Doc Rivers. Like Franklin is not going to win any big game. Like that's just not happening. Like how can you be a top tier college team and you have a playoff game and you don't complete no passes to a receiver? Like how does that even work? I don't think the Big Ten is as good as everybody makes it out to be.
Well, they just won the last 2 national championships.
That's one team. What's that? That was Michigan, and that's not the same Michigan, and that's Ohio State.
But we can't say that they're not a good conference when they have the champions sitting off in there.
Okay, so if Jim Harbaugh is still there, then I'm talking about Michigan. But Jim Harbaugh is not there, so I don't think Michigan is the same team.
But that's neither here nor there. For the last 2 years, the Big Ten has been the national champions. I don't think that you can say that conference is.
So how did Michigan finish this year?
I mean, they were subject to have a bad year. I mean, it's recruiting.
No, they coach left. They just won the Natty.
Right.
They're not the same team.
A lot of their players they lost graduated. A lot of those people that was on the national championship were seniors, so they graduated.
Okay, so we like Oregon. We like Dan Lanning. We believe him.
Yeah, Oregon's good
To win championship. Look, they're gonna put up numbers. They flashy. They look good. They look the part. But when it comes to crunch time, I don't believe him. I don't believe in Penn State either. Ohio State, they came through. I didn't think they was gonna do it until I seen them. What game was that? They really impressed me. I can't remember.
That was probably the second go around against Oregon.
When they played Texas.
Yeah. No.
You talking about when they played Texas in the playoff game?
Well,
that was what, the semi?
Yeah. And Texas, oh my God, I can't believe Sark called it damn play, man. That pitch on the goal line like that. But you know,
who's been telling you about Sark? Come on.
I mean, what? Somebody ran a play where they faked that shot, they faked that pitch, and they threw that shuffle. Was that Kansas City who did that? I don't know. I was like, that's the play. Texas should have ran. I can't remember who did that. But
that was
you remember what I'm talking about?
Who did run that play? Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I almost want to feel I won't say it was Detroit, but I could be wrong. Detroit ran the it could be Detroit because they had the one that Buddy fell down and
I don't really know how good Ewers was to me. Like he do a lot of. They could only score throwing it to the back out of the backfield.
Yeah, Ewers is not that nice.
You know, that was like the only. You know, so when it came down to crunch time, like you got to make those plays. Your team was right there. We got to make a play. You know, so yeah, Ohio State made the best of it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's just I'm just saying from top to bottom. I just wasn't really as impressed. I don't like Penn State. I feel like Oregon. I didn't like Daniel Gabriel, and it's like you played good all season, but then when it came time for crunch time for you to step up and show your worth, you didn't. And you know, and that's what I'm saying. It's like they're gonna look good. They have the best talent, but then when it comes to when foot me payment in these playoff games, I don't think they what that is. But yeah, they don't want to pass to. So I mean, I can't.
I think this kind of goes back to the what we're talking about here is the playoff. You know, how do we like it in the setup? Oregon got hosed. They were the daggum Big Ten champion. They didn't get a home team, and then they caught a repeat team on a neutral field that they lost, that they won by 1.
So I think I think the thing is how they doing it. So they what's making it questionable is the buys. So you're getting a team like Arizona State who got a buy, but did they deserve a buy? So somewhere they got to fix that because, like he's saying, Oregon shouldn't have had to play. Who did they lose to?
On the road,
like Penn State.
They lost. No, they won. They the Big Ten. They the Big Ten champs.
Yeah, so Penn State beat them, but I don't know. They have to fix that.
They lost to them. No, they lost. Oregon was the Big Ten champs. They got the bye.
I'm not talking about the playoffs. I'm talking about more the playoff game.
No, they lost to Ohio State.
Okay, yeah, right. So yeah, they shouldn't have had to play no Ohio State.
Exactly. On a neutral field.
They're gonna have to fix the bye thing.
So you saying the first round should be neutral field, second round should be home field.
I'm gonna have a bye. I'm gonna watch these cats go on the road and play neutral in anybody's game, and then whoever wins is finna come to my crib.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. That makes sense. I get it now. Yeah. Instead of that first round, I get it because Ohio State, instead of them having or Notre Dame having a home field advantage in the first round, then you going to the team that won the conference and they got to play at a neutral site. Okay, I got you.
Yep. Yeah, it was backwards. And you did point that out, right? You pointed that out, and Courtney Jackson pointed that out too. They had it kind of backwards. So how can they fix that? Because they're trying to add 2 more teams. So I don't think they're trying to fix that. And then they want those major bowl games, to be on neutral fields so they can get that money. Like they're not gonna play the Orange Bowl. They're not gonna play that first. Then they want those to be toward the end. So I don't think that's gonna change because those are the latter games.
But then they just gotta they just need
They just I don't even understand why these people, and I don't know what kind of, is this an American thing? I don't know. Is this a human thing? All this tradition. Come on, man.
The granddaddy of them all. It's
things have changed and changed them.
It's the NAACP, man. They make the rules. They make them amateurs, and they making a lot of money doing how they doing it. They ain't finna change nothing.
I mean, they gonna make money regardless.
They are.
That money's gonna roll in. They can fix this, man. Easily. This can be fixed. First of all, we don't need that bye week to watch Army and Navy. I don't need an entire weekend to watch that.
You said they could play on the same championship weekend as everybody else.
Yeah.
I never understood.
They need to get rid of the conference championships because those mean diddly squat, like the conference championship games. But I know that's taking money out of that's a game that they can't play with money.
So let me ask you this.
Get rid of that crap.
Let me ask you this then. All right. So everybody had to play a championship game except one team. You know who that team was?
Ohio State.
Notre Dame.
Oh, they ain't in no damn conference.
So that's an extra 30 days in between their last game and their bowl game. That's an advantage. Yep. They not traveling. They not game planning. They just scheming. They resting and recovering. And that's big.
Not playing nobody all year.
And that's big to not have to play the best team in your conference to prove that you deserve to go.
Or even have a conference to win.
Yeah. So and James Franklin brought that up. And I was like, how could they ignore that? Because y'all supposed to be on top of it. Y'all supposed to have all these, scenarios covered.
But the thing with Notre Dame, technically, they're not officially in a conference, but the agreement that they made is they play all of the ACC teams, so that's like their conference games without being in the conference.
That's not the same. Okay, then play a conference championship game. Then play them to go. If your record is better than anybody, then you need to play the conference championship. That's a month off between their next games. They're recovering. They ain't got scheme. Like, that's a break. They got a whole new season. Yeah. That's major.
I mean, I don't spend too much time thinking about it or getting even upset about it because college football, again, they're holding on to all this tradition. That's why they're going to 14 teams because Alabama wasn't in the daggone playoff. They lost. They weren't good this year.
Right.
Get over yourselves. You just had a new coach.
Then lost in the damn bowl game.
Coach just retired. You had a legendary coach retired. You're not supposed to be in the playoff the following year.
And then lost in the damn bowl game. On top of that, multiple SEC teams lost in the bowl game. It wasn't just one; it was multiple SEC teams. Yeah. So, nobody deserved favoritism, but nobody happy when the SEC teams didn't make it. So yeah, that's what because I didn't think that they were gonna make the change this quick, and that's my issue. They making the change because I liked, the 12 team said I want to see it again. And to change it
they got one more year. They got one more year with the 12 team.
I mean,
it was a 2-year deal. It was a 2-year deal, and then they were gonna revisit it.
Okay, I thought I said in 26, so I was thinking so next year it'll be 26. But yeah, okay. The football season, only the bowl games will be in 26. So
if you want to be honest about the whole, even the 12-game playoff, the only reason why they pushed that is because of that year that they effed over Florida State. You remember when Florida State went undefeated? And they wanted to put Alabama and Georgia in there. Alabama beat Georgia in the SEC championship, which put Alabama in the playoffs, the 14 playoffs. They jumped Alabama over Florida State, who ran the board, won the championship, but they said they didn't put them in because their quarterback got hurt. But they wanted to put Georgia in there, so what they did is match Georgia up with Florida State to try to prove a point. But Florida State was like, forget it, man. We ain't even playing because we should have been in the playoffs. So that's why they pressed the 12-team playoff thing because they wanted to put Georgia and Alabama there, which means they would have had to take. I think it was Texas would have been the one that they would have took out, but Texas beat Alabama that year, so they couldn't take Texas out. So they was effed over. So they were like, dang, we're gonna have to figure this out. And that's the only reason why they pressed that 12-team playoff stuff, man.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that if Florida State would have made it, they would have been relevant?
Man, they had the best defense in the country. If you look in the NFL, most of their defensive players that year are studs in the NFL.
Who they have on offense?
They had a decent receiver running game, but the point is they did everything they had to do.
You feel like they deserve it.
They messed over them boys, man. And I don't even like Florida State.
That's at Buffalo.
Keon Clark?
Yeah.
But
they got studs in the NFL, man. And that was cold, man.
Who was their quarterback?
He got hurt. He got that bright kid,
that
little
light-skinned curler hair kid.
Yeah, he got hurt. But they backup was playing. They backup was playing solid because they beat Louisville in the championship. And I just like that. Come on, man. If you gonna do that, Alabama lost to Texas. So
you right, and they play favorites, man. Hey, they put that good old boy. It's a good old boy system, right? I'm gonna give you an example. My senior at SFA, we were co-conference champs. Conference champs get an automatic bid to the playoffs. So it's 8 conferences. So that means you have 8 conference champs, and then you're gonna have eight people who you add to the playoffs for a 16-team playoff. So you have 8 conferences, and you have 1 co-conference. So that means 9 teams supposed to be in. Do you know we didn't even make the playoffs with a conference ring? They picked 8 other teams to make it over us. So the powers that be, man, they're gonna always switch stuff up for what they want.
Yeah. Exactly.
It ain't never changed.
Yep.
You know, even when they had the little computer system, it still always worked out however they wanted it to.
With the BCS?
Yes. It always worked out however they wanted to. So, you know, it was always gonna be some controversy.
And it's going to continue to be that way. This stuff is not going to change.
It's not.
They're not going to change this. I mean, these solutions are very, very easy. You just get a daggum NCAA person to make the schedules instead of the athletic directors making the schedules for each individual school.
Man,
like Notre Dame.
So what? One person? That's a lot of schedules. I mean, they need a committee for that, wouldn't you think?
Well, but what I'm saying is the schedules shouldn't be made by the schools.
You're right.
The NFL don't make their schedule. Like the NFL has rules. You know what I'm saying? If you're a third place team, then you're going to play what they call a third place schedule. So that kind of dictates your home and away. You know, you're going to play your regular division game.
And then they play one conference. Yeah, one division or whatever. Yeah. So I get it.
They're gonna play another division from the opposite conference, but that's on a rotation.
Yeah, I know.
How you finish depicts if you're going home and away versus those teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that. That makes a lot more sense because they paying these teams to get some of them wins too. And a lot more teams, they might have a softer schedule than certain teams, like the SEC. You know, some of them teams, they're going to play softer schedules because, you know, the SEC is a lot harder. But then what's the SEC week that season? You know, you just never know. But, yeah, man. I like the conversation, man. We'll have to bring you on, Corey. You have to bring you on more.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Corey.
I enjoyed it. We're gonna have to talk about boxing too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all I had today, man.
Dude, I would love to hear some of your boxing. I would love to hear because my thing with I love boxing. Like I would box. Like I don't mind getting hit in the face, but I just don't like the setup. Like you said about Tank, he just picking people he know he can beat. The UFC ain't like that. Your ass rank this, you finna fight this ranked person.
Well, it's different now because they got this guy, Saudi Turk. He's basically got all of the promotional companies under one umbrella. So now the top fighters fighting each other other than Tank.
Nice.
I mean, he don't want to. That's how we get into Canelo and Crawford fight in September.
Okay. So yeah,
belts.
And
look at these belts. All these belts.
Do you think Canelo got a chance against Crawford?
Crawford could put them things.
Absolutely not. You know, Bud finna lay hand on this boy.
It depends on how you handle the weight. I mean,
but you said if you named Canelo and Crawford, like Crawford finna, man, kill that boy.
On no level. But he's moving up though. Ain't he up a couple of classes for Canelo?
Yeah, that's why I say it depends on how he handled the weight. Now, if he can handle Canelo's power,
hey man, that boy can handle that. That boy can handle that, man. That boy a beast.
Mm-hmm. Now he is, but Canelo gonna come in that ring at like 190.
Yeah, that thing different, man. When you moving up classes, that power is different.
Right. Yeah.
So how much more is he going up in weight class?
Ain't it like 15, 20?
Since he's at 154 now, so he's moving up to 168. But you're looking at the rehydration.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight.
Not. It's the rehydration. They don't have a rehydration clause. I mean, Canelo weigh in at 168, but fight night he might be 190.
Mm-hmm.
Crawford walk around at like 160 something.
So you feel like Canelo's skill is still par with him, even though he might be lighter or heavier than
the only advantage he got is size. That's why I said if Crawford can handle the weight difference, then after 6 rounds he goes.
That's big because you got to factor into him fighting a heavier person. If Canelo decide to grab him and lean on him, all that stuff kind of takes your legs away.
Canelo fought Mayweather, right?
But that was a different. You can see he was at 154.
Yeah, they was two. They was some little fellas.
Yeah, he was at 147 and he was at 154, but he was also young. You talking about Canelo that was like 23, 24 years, 23 years old.
Because I feel like Crawford bring a whole hell of a lot more offense than Mayweather. So I don't think Canelo
offense could slow down with that weight. Like that weight is for real.
Right.
That weight
it's gonna be a good fight.
I saw Crawford do what he did to Earl, man. I was like, oh my fucking God. Like that
because Earl basic.
Like
Earl basic. I was telling everybody that Earl Spence is a basic 1-2 fighter. He has no adjustments like Crawford do. So I knew that was gonna be an easy win.
Okay. So how
we gotta get this man back on here, man, because I love to hear about
Canelo's skill set is way more diverse, or he has a better skill set than
Spence.
Spence was only basing that fight on Crawford based off he was looking at his size and feeling like he was gonna bully Crawford. But when he realized the first 2 rounds that Crawford was stronger than him, he had nothing else for him.
And Spence ain't fought since then, have he?
Nah, he ain't gonna fight no more, man. You take a beating like that, your career done.
Damn.
He sound like Maurice with that dude. He sound like
I seen him when DeSoto played Duncanville this past season, and I didn't get to get in the game because it was sold out. But there's a little spot over there. I can't think of the name of it in DeSoto. Him and Frank Morton. What's the name of it?
That boy ain't went to no damn Greedies.
Yeah, he was up in that mug. Him and Frank Morton.
He was at Greedies? Oh shit.
He don't got no discipline, man. He don't have no discipline, man. He just yeah.
Frank is a sparring. Is Frank a sparring partner? That's what he sparred with?
Nah, Frank is one of his fighters. He promoted him.
Oh, okay.
That's man. We'll have to throw a fight party then, man. That was
I need Corey back on, man, because I want to learn some shit.
Hey, y'all welcome to come over here, man. I'm gonna have it at the crib, man.
That's what's up. Fight party at the crib.
We might have to go Wing This Sports live with the fight.
No. This is what I want to do. Man. This is what I want to do.
Watch reactions.
I was telling you, I want to go to Vegas before the college season start, man. Like it's so many people, and for the Super Bowl. It's so many people that are gonna be down there, and we can do street interviews, man. And like that's all I was doing. I'm shooting craps. I see somebody with your hey man, what you think about stuff? Hey, and they talking to them. Hey man, y'all watch my money. Like at the drop of dime. People want to talk sports because you're gonna see so many people down there with different, jerseys on, different sports, teams they cheer for, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to go to Vegas and do some live interviews somewhere, man.
Well, I'm about to retire. So I'm about to have plenty of time.
Because they do a thing at the beginning of the season where you can enter like a tournament and you got to pick 5 games, right? Like your boy and them was telling us about over at Edwards party. You got to pick 5 games a week that are gonna win, and the longer you stay in it, you in for a big win, a prize or whatever.
Shit.
5 games. I can do that.
No, I'm out after the week 1.
We can do that, man. You got to believe in yourself, goddamn it.
I know.
I can do that.
I believe it. I believe every bet I make, I believe in it.
Me too.
Fucking UConn.
Hey, because guess what? You remember, Corey, a month straight, I was missing 3 6 peaks a week by 1 game for a month straight. 3 6 peaks every weekend by 1 game. So yeah, man, I'm on that thing. But yeah, fight party at your crib. We're going to Vegas in August before college football. Mark it down, baby. We're gonna do the show out there. So hey, appreciate you coming on, baby. We're gonna invite you back. You in?
Enjoy it now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good stuff, Corey, man. Appreciate you popping on with us, bro.
Yeah. So we got the boxing expert. We're gonna have to get some baseball people on because I don't know shit about baseball.
Baseball, man. Anybody finna send me listen to no baseball.
Sleep on the Texas Rangers.
Listen to no baseball.
That's the highest paid sport.
We got
What's the highest paid sport? Is baseball?
That's because they play 100 million. They play 100 million games.
They gonna
play for 20 years.
Cutting the season down though. They've been talking about that, cutting the
look here, though, man. That's the only sport that plays in the middle of the day when everybody at work. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, that ain't happening. Because you got a trillion games.
But who's going to them in the middle of the day? Like, you can't do no football game like that. You can't do no basketball game like that. You can't do no game like that.
Y'all ever went to a baseball game like in person?
They do, because they gotta, you gotta play that day game because they gotta travel.
All right.
Yes, I've been to a baseball game.
Yeah, they be live. Don't sleep on them now. My wife took me to the Texas Rangers and Los Angels. It was Father's Day weekend. That was one of the best times.
Baseball is dope. Like I
have y'all been to a live hockey game? A live hockey game is off the chain too, though.
I watch hockey on TV.
Hey man, yes, live hockey is off the chain too. I've been to a live hockey game. I was surprised. I liked it too. But that's what's up. That's what's up. And I'm finna try and get me some Mavs season tickets, man. I gotta put that in my life.
But, they go for like $30 now.
Well, they give you a package. I can show y'all the list. The prices.
It's a little 10 gamer.
20. You can do 20 games.
Yeah, I know you can do 10.
But hey, great show, man. Hey, this is the longest show we done had. We didn't talk nothing but basketball and football. So
good stuff.
Can't wait. Next week we got my high school friends from 97, man. They're gonna come on. Patrick Creighton, Larry Jefferson, and Bron Shea Hopkins. So we'll go back down memory lane. That's gonna be very interesting. But you are definitely gonna be invited back, man. Appreciate you once again, and you like my wings, so I'm gonna have to work on them sauces for you, man.
Yeah. So you say you give me some for free this weekend?
No, I didn't say that. You're making up stuff now. Good try, though. All right. Love, peace, and hair grease, everybody.
Hey, man.